So I wanted to take a moment and respond to this comment here because it's a really great question. And full disclosure, prior to finding out that we were having multiples, my husband and I always thought that there were two types of twins, two types of triplets. You were either having identical or you were having fraternal, or, triplets, you might have a mixture. And we were really wrong. We've learned a lot throughout this process that there are multiple different types of twins based on how many placentas there are and how many amniotic sacs there are. As well as with triplets. And so what we've found, over the course of our pregnancy so far is that we're having something called monochorionic triamniotic triplets. And so what this means is that our three babies are all sharing one placenta. So, typically with a single pregnancy, you would have one baby, one placenta. With twins, you might have two babies, two placentas. And with triplets, you might have three babies, three placentas. And while there are other variations of that, I'll insert a diagram for like a better reference. But our babies are all sharing one placenta. So this means that, they're essentially sharing the same life source, for lack of a better word. They're getting the same blood flow. They're getting the same, fluids and nutrients, and everything is all coming from the same source, which makes our situation pretty high risk because, we need to watch them very, very closely every 2 weeks to make sure that they are getting equal amounts of what they need. There's a high risk that one baby might be getting too much, the other babies might not be getting enough. And if that's the case, then we'll have to, take some, pretty serious steps and have some surgery to rectify it in hopes of giving all three of them the best chance at life. And so the triamniotic part of our pregnancy means that each of the three babies have their own amniotic sacs, which is great. So that means that the babies are separated within the womb. They're not touching, and there's little to no risk of cord entanglement and things of the sort, so that they are safe within their bubble. It's just really making sure that they're all getting the same amount of nutrients, blood flow, fluids, things of the sort from the shared placenta. So this visual here is the best that I could find to kind of describe our situation. I circled it in yellow. So as you can see, our babies are monochorionic triamniotic. So you can see that dark gray area is the shared placenta. And then each of the three babies is inside of its own amniotic sac. So this is a reference. There's a lot of, great images on Google if you're curious about, different types of twin pregnancies and different type of triplet pregnancies. But I just thought I'd, shed some light on this because it's not something we knew existed prior to going through this experience ourselves.